Hello, my name is Jasmine, and I'm here with Alex and Hagop, also known as Jacob. And today we will be discussing our findings and our recommendation for Spark Angel Network through the summary of our term working with them for Capstone. We are Team 40. So, to begin with, we will be exploring the angel investing process with Spark Angel Network. So, about the company. The company is a not-for-profit network acting as a conduit for angel investors, and the angel investor community is composed of mid to high net worth members seeking investment opportunities. So, Spark Angel Network facilitates meetings to allow these investors to listen to value propositions from various entrepreneurs across Ontario. And the purpose of our team's work was to explore the growth opportunities for Spark Angel Network through learning their marketing processes and to help facilitate those conversations to find areas for improvement and any recommendations we have moving forward for acquiring angel investor members.
So the scope a little bit about what we did. So we started off with lead collection. So essentially finding prospects in which could make good angel investors. We did this by, sort of analyzing regional bank managers, doctors, kind of the conventional ways to find good leads, but we also tried to find more innovative ways to obtain leads, whether it was, look at new sectors or, new areas within the Durham region. The second part was the article that we used to help promulgate Spark Angel's value proposition. This involved an interview, some secondary research, which eventually led to a comprehensive report of Spark Angel's operations and their value add to both the entrepreneur and the angel investor. And then the final part of the scope here is the due diligence report. So we did primary and secondary research on a startup company named Lyric Cycle, and we essentially used a variety of frameworks to assess the industry, to assess the valuation, and to basically kind of formulate some form of consensus on the company and make a recommendation on what we think the company's future holds. So that kind of concludes the scope and our research results. So, things that we were kind of looking at here. So for the lead for obtaining leads, it was definitely looking at untapped segments. So, maybe there was an industry that we thought that Spark Angels was not attacking enough, maybe, for example, healthcare, maybe they could target more doctors and more lawyers. We also thought that with the new virtual economy, they could be targeting people from out of the Durham region area because, attracting angel investments is as easy as basically launching a Zoom call and, obviously getting that going. For things such as, our due diligence report, we looked at things like economic conditions, we looked at differentiation and what kind of will enable the company that we were looking at in Lyric Cycles to kind of obtain a competitive advantage. And then kind of back to the angel investor, kind of our results with angel investing, we found that there was a need for angel investors. There's always going to be a need for angel investors because it'll always be a source of primary funding. And I think, as you see now with higher interest rates and all these startups being crunched for cash, people are going to be very dependent on, people sitting on loads of cash, hoping to kind of put it towards efficient uses and putting that capital to work. So the key deliverables kind of goes back to the scope. So we had our research phase. This involved, like I said, looking at the various industries in which we could collect leads, find innovative ways in which we could collect leads. We had, there's screen meetings. So we had screen meetings. We attended an investment meeting throughout our work with Spark Angel. And then we also provided recommendations. We did this in a variety of facets. We made recommendations for in our due diligence report for Lyric Cycles for the angel investors. We made recommendations on how we think Spark Angel should pursue their future lead collection. And we even made some comments during the investment meetings of the various other companies that would pitch to the angel investors. So we kind of did everything from end to end, in the sense went from lead generation to actually contributing to the investment process or the capital allocation process of how a company actually obtains financing from Spark Angel.
So our three key main findings. So our first finding, the angel investor membership industry is currently consolidating, but it has significant growth potential. As higher inflation persists, Canadians are spending more on groceries and other necessities, and disposable income has significantly decreased. Additionally, between talks of a recession and higher interest rates, investors have become more risk averse, causing some members to withdraw their membership from Spark Angels. However, it is becoming increasingly difficult for investors to obtain financing from banks. Entrepreneurs are looking for other ways that they can, come up with capital. So if Spark Angel Network can be innovative with the way they generate its leads, they can capitalize on the growing demands for these private markets. Now, our second finding, Spark Angel differentiates itself in a few ways. Firstly, Spark Angel Network assists the entrepreneurs from end to end during the capital raising process. Kristen and Malcolm not only help the entrepreneurs receive their actual money, but they also help the entrepreneurs become prepared to pitch to angel investors. A little bit different from sort of like private equity and venture capital is they're actually training individuals on how to propose their business plans towards investors. And our third key finding was there are prospective investors that have not been explored. So in addition to new marketing avenues, potential untapped market segments and new acquisitions of the members and investors, insurance companies, doctors, financial analysts, architects, engineers. So there's obviously a lot of different places where Spark Angel can look to increase that. And of course, to penetrate this, they want to be on the main social media platforms, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram. And obviously they can pay for these services, or they can honestly just generate through word of mouth. Now for our key recommendation. After learning about Spark Angel's business model a little bit, the team recommends that Spark Angel Network explore marketing opportunities on these social media platforms, as mentioned a little bit earlier. So Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram being the big ones, and to broaden their horizons for new prospective members. This includes insurance companies, doctors, financial analysts, architects, engineers, anyone you can think of basically who has a high capital, who is able to invest and, wants the opportunity.
So to conclude our term with Spark Angel Network, we have completed deliverable 1, which was researching the angel investor industry, comparing different angel investment firms, and kind of seeing how Spark Angel Network operates by having meetings with Kristen. So that was our primary research conducted, was with our meetings with Kristen. So she let us know how they differentiate themselves. And she let us know that the angel investment firms actually do not compete. They often collaborate with one another. So that was very interesting to find. Secondly, the deliverable number 2 included the team collecting leads and identifying potential prospects. So we were essentially learning how to acquire qualified leads for the firm. So this included lawyers and bank managers, for example, and we would compile their information and put them in an Excel document, and we would qualify them online. So just double checking correct information and doing additional research. Thirdly, our deliverable 3 included analyzing screen meetings and producing a due diligence report. So this was solely with Lyric Cycle. We analyzed their screen meeting to find any holes that they might have missed or any bumps in their pitch that we could essentially bring to the attention of Spark Angel Network. And then we produced a due diligence report, which essentially covered the entire scope of the industry analysis, financial analysis, and any recommendations we had for the company. And then deliverable 4 was us producing a summary report of our term. So this included just any highlights that we could mention and recommendations for Spark Angel Network, such as the recommendations for marketing. So future ways to acquire new investors and members so that they can continue to be profitable and continue to operate in this market and industry. So thank you very much for your time and attention. We truly appreciate it. And that concludes our term with Spark Angel Network. Have an amazing day. Thank you.